I'm here at the Glenlyon Dam Tourist Park, and in the kiosk area you'll find this folder full of awesome bloody photos of the monster fish they've caught out of the dam. On the photos there'll be some information like how long they were. This fella's little cod, 4.7 kilos. Look at this one, 115 centimetres. Holy crikey. This one here, 118. Wow. So shortly I'll be talking to one of the owners, Debbie Dare, and she'll give us a bit of a rundown on the cod itself, how many have been caught, released, how they live, breed, best place in the dam to catch them, and even what to use for bait. Anyway, I'll let her do the talking.
Hi, Debbie Dare, Glenlyon Dam Tourist Park. I keep tally of the cod through the winter season, and we had 60 caught between the 3rd to the 14th of June 2025. Out of that, 4 were kept, and they were between 60 and 70 centimetres. 23 were over 80 centimetres, the biggest being 112, and 23 were 60 to 80 centimetres, and 14 were undersized.
That's unreal. That's an incredible amount of fish and good sizes too.
And it'll only expand for the rest of the winter.
Yes.
We're going into breeding season, so you know, obviously the 85 centimetres and on will be breeding, and they have been pairing up.
Yep.
But only, we haven't sighted it yet, which we watch every winter.
Yep.
But our campers on the water with scopes, with the Garmins and that they can actually see them side by side.
Yeah, wow.
So they are definitely pairing up.
Just a hot tip for anyone who's listening and watching this, what's the best? Is it fresh bait or a lure or...
Not fresh bait.
Not fresh bait?
A lot of the smaller ones are caught with bait.
Yep.
But, and we had them right down to 24 centimetres on the weekend, the
Yep.
bait fishermen. But we had a lot of people targeting cod on the weekend, and they targeted them with lures and with swim baits. Not so much the surface lures, but a wake bait that just goes underneath the surface.
Yep.
Because when they're breeding, in the winter period when they're getting a nest ready, the males are getting a nest ready, they're on the edge. Because they won't put egg, the females won't put eggs down any deeper than, say, a metre and a half because of water pressure.
Yeah.
So the eggs will explode, see?
Oh, wow.
So the males get a site on the edge or in a rock formation. There might be a hole in a bank of rock, and you've got a hole there like a cave.
Yeah.
That he can go in and out.
Yep.
So he's only got to protect one side.
Wow. Well,
And it's 28 days of actually looking after the eggs after the female puts them down, he fertilises.
well, that's some handy information for the fishing people of the community.
Have a look at the board over there.
We'll go over to the board.
Don't want the insects in there, but that's what we watch.
Yep.
That's at the dam wall because you can see the white rock.
Yes.
But they've got inside the rock formation there. They've got a site.
Yes.
And he's cleaned it. He's got rid of all that moss
Oh,
inside.
wow.
And that's taken him might be 6 weeks to do that.
Wow.
And when we have this, that's the baby there.
Yep.
And because they take 28 days before they actually form into a fish,
Yes.
so they've got to be protected. So that when they're first hatched, after say 10 days in a dam,
Yes.
they're only the sac and a backbone. Then they live on that, and then they eventually form into a fish, and then they just go on their own way.
Wow.
But he protects them around his head.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, and that's the fish here. That's us releasing fish into the dam, but we only put in 5,000 cod a year because there's so many out there.
Wow.
And compared to a yellow belly where we put in 200,000.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for the information. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Cheers. Thank you.